Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Dialogue with the Youth. So, on Gunjur Online TV, you are with your presenter, Mr. Ebrima Janneh. Today is on the 4th of November 2020, on Wednesday. And the time in Leeds, United Kingdom is it's about 7 o'clock, 1900. The time in the Gambia should be around just after 6 o'clock, and Eastern time is about 2 o'clock. Today, our topic of discussion is a very important topic. We're going to discuss about youth, maternity death in the Gambia, or mortality, and the failures of our health system. And with me to discuss this very, very, very important, but sad topic, is Mr. Salifu Manneh. Welcome, Sal. And Mr. Manneh is not a household name on Gunjur Online TV, but for the benefit of our viewers, those who are joining us new, Salif is a Gunjurian trained sectarian. We train him, Gunjur train him anyway. So he got his first degree, the second degree, all in nursing, and he's currently doing a PhD in nursing. Sal is a highly and well experienced individual with wide range of experience working with different institutions, health institutions in the country, including the mental health institutions. And not only that, he is the proprietor of Mobe. Mobe is a mental health charity currently based in the Gambia, doing fantastic services there. And of course, he is from Gunjur. We will welcome him anyway to Gunjur Online Bantaba. Mr. Manneh, just introduce yourself and say hi to our listeners.
Yes, and good evening to you all. Good evening to all the listeners. Good evening to Ebrima, and good evening to all those behind the stage making this program go live. I feel humbled again to appear on this program. And as Ebrima rightly said, this is a health topic that should generate a lot of debate and conversation throughout, online and, other social media. So thank you very much for having me here. And it's a pleasure for me to be here.
Thank you, Mr. Manneh. Thank you, Mr. Manneh. Mbali tentula mbali jaila mbali bisimulala na program auto ka for me nim funding kel ka kacha minke program auto and ka ke Gunjur Online TV le bimu araboleti bi karotili nani November karo and be time oben tolla jamma famala United Kingdom in Leeds 7 o'clock tara wora wala tambita domanding amna Gambia tala woro tambita domanding America ngamira talang fula selfana kola josmbe wala kono je bim lafta ko min kachala wala mu musol kafai la tingoto wala ni wuluta doro isefa andu mol min kafa wolli hapo jama ba mu fondin kelleti bawo kabo sa fo sanjitan ni lulu kada fo sanjitan sabanin feng jama min ni kafa ka tarawo wucole kono so be kumandila fondin kellel nim min be wo discourse la wolo mun na gujurun koti ka fo mi ne yes about sabe jingo gujurun kolle ta fu ni la tan sake dawda so Salif dunga ate londo soto ni doctoria nos ya ko la baba kele ala balu beke wala ti janga nana karamu mebe anda do ko ke lopitani jaman leto ni Angleterre banko kan and secondly fanang na molmi yalon ko ka sondo mo kurang wala soto na banko kan Gambia ay charity fanan soto charity wala mudulati mi yalon ka mako rodi free ka wole mako ke jiba se no me la soli kono wala ni mi problem so to sita ala dulal to do buje la ramo di la temporally anin ku jama so bi atele ben na tele ben ko discourse la nyin ko mi yalon ko bala fa wara tele bi de momin da maka fa nyin to you will expect to be in different discourse la na manke nyinti. But unfortunately, mantara wo discourse ambao mo wulu keme wo wulu keme, you know, more nearly more keme war kafa wo to musu keme war, you know, yes, in the Gambia.
Yes.
You know, what statistics from Womu Nsafoko Kabir in 2017 no more.
That's
you know,
right.
so probably saying a higher wall because a Jita demanding about 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
You know, but B is almost about 597 2017. So near OGB wuli keme million fulo kono Gambia. Then what's yata ba kele ninga pira la momin kafa. And dobije not only muso kafa muso ning dindingol be like kafa nyola.
Wallahi.
Nyum fari jama anyanta prevent lale. Bawo ning kombe nyimbe kala ala lafa. And ala bika model fa mini ya because ni lafta ni statistics la ala jawya fa ngolon na komi be banko min kan Angleterre mo wuli keme na keta fa mo saba ka tambi woda mala min ka fa sango mo be mo wuli keme banko dol mo kili no wuli keme ko banko dol mo bu ka fa sango fa kono so wo ya tandi la ko dolla banko be doare nyami ni mo keme woro ka fa mo wuli keme kono wo musaya jama baleti sali ñun na mun na context in the Gambia lafta ye la view for how be ñu ko start la ñaadi abaraka
ba he Ibrima ñu ko anyanda start la ñami obviously start nya jamale bal bari sem famu ñin kanu munela wolom kuma dantante wolom munati na nyinka ken na banko kan aka ke nyaadile aka ke dula jamal le to bari munati na a jawyatan toliya because ni ajibe safirlal ye mi tandi ko wala ka tinna nyi saya sifa ka ke na banko kan maternal mortality safirla doli safiro ken na banko kan 2005 Gambia dingol fama ni European la tanyo kan kata banko kan ka jiberi ke nyim ko la kato what time atambita 597 found. That was a time I thought for nearly 900 per every 100,000. So over the years like Jithan in 2017 one of 597 per 100,000 but in 2020 fana Jithan demanding fana koteke because obviously musolu be kijo ke farale be along inyanta min kala ni pregnancy kumas musu jamal kada anuni na fenko fango jibe statistics jibe about musolu min kada ning antenatal clinics before you wulu ni okono sodo e kada clinical mentor before you wulu ani ni wulu akasi abake la attendance kama total for up to something like 97%, you know. 97% of all women, many are pregnant, at least a clinical attend once. So women are helping themselves because the ajeloko nim problem we call it at. Yo ni ajibe mum di courses yo ni saferla many ake 2005. Wole ni ne tandiko ka fale ko Mamadi Cham Joan Sondbi and I think Sira Wagen wala 2005. Iko underestimation of the severity of the complication. Yeah, ni mol bina wulula. The other interesting part is ni na population of Fangibe. Ntola age nyol dol be dani kata dumala. Home birth lebe kere no mulka wulu so kono. Wulu is a natural process. Ni aje doctor ulda dunta je dron wala nyenti ni so ko complication le bina kala. But ntola culture kono timutalal benuna satiri ul bele ko. Sateri was saderi ni muso tingo ya ma is a mo kile na minka timuto ando ikan ol ka tarajelo dron kamari support psychologically na be pain kumbola ina kumbo nyoti na be you know na be hendala ya ma ko hendola na rafte jio mina ya jio dia you know ulka ila presence je wala ma be je aka psychological support le dila so iba ko things like ila blood pressure wobe stable ni mo be dala be ikumo mo sile be bolo mo sile ba fele ya dron o ya marsita ya lo fana ka dum mola so wol ko causes ni molka nyina severity maternal mortality ala severity molka underestimate le anu yel gambe no fana attitudes lo ne to health e kam femo so nen le ko you know nyiwo kaya binala dron ay ta Yo, the other problem for you bad experiences with healthcare services. More bad experience with healthcare services. Ni tata ni tingo yema, ni tata ni expect ko be makwe lale, ibuka ne makwe. So very very shocking and bad experiences. Yo ko do fanan bije delay nin tingo yema ka delay soto ka kata health facility to mi alon ka be dalal. Wo sometimes modul jibe ila ibe sister ndani ani health center health facility be dami jam fata nyol so ina mana organize la ko mo samba woto aka time talent so delay fana what delay can cost lives, it can cost the baby a life, it can cost the mother a life, you know, and what delay fana modul fana be ko ta seriously. Lack of transportation is a big issue. Moto be more money access to moto pour in an emergency ye moto abe dala ya chika dro ni mboroita ay mo samba bla aman siad wallahi taxi lu mol kare lay wollel ando bi je tingo se modo ma paso famtable. So what situation sifal be bi so lack of transport is a big problem. Yo modol fanan fenko kata ke ifanwe tandi a healthcare facility la ko, you know, ni tingo le benna, you know, modul fanam bi ko blandino as a result of your social circumstances. Yeah. So delay fanam bi jele in receiving prompt care. So if delay ko puta care facility nyendo, if delay care facility fanando, then that's it. Ila life is at risk, you know. Because ye delay fula le sodo all delay sabafa jani ye pareno yebo suoko, jani ye modo sodo no yebo suoko, ni modo suo fanan ko jani ye, you know, healthcare facility ka moje mimbe attend la o fana mu delay dolet, you know. So all along it any silo kan we delay se all. So wole nyine tande Ebrima ko wollo ko te mini alonko wolle kan yin cause and these causes are preventable.
Wallahi.
Manke ko fuariyalum de wala manke ko londi soto bariyalum ko ngani causes min be fo etende safer la jamal ya fo hani developed countries ya fo ko these causes are preventable.
Yeah. Salif, thank you very much. These are causes me yalonko is appalling really, because near GB just imam moto le soto mbengo experience le comme misali fe ni yema gunjur hani gunjur min be sutiare ba jonna fam pour kam moto soto immediately mi yalonko iba tala ke samba ay samba birikama ibo birikama fa nay futa woto wol fa nay time waste for last minute ko no itita nyanta tala banjun ne moto man soto birikama fa ko fuelo fa man soto yalo so what mean be ka ways, you know, we experience that was asabule was a more life safe knowledge, but it doesn't happen well. So you know near jibe komo nyanta fala nyinila even in the Gambia be near jibe the government kam moto killing means sandobe je kamoto sami along $2 million I was
exactly
yeah. So you know mina na ambulance also so tola mi along hanna na ma equip ko ambulance dol ka kenyami, but at least ni mole emergency so ta se tariandi no nyami nga se futandi no dulali to so nyini manke kuliti mi along ko hada madi ngonyanta fala wala bari na keta doron ko alale yake and ala mboka ku nyinin kambi ka fen nyinin ka bari you know nyimu failante ala blame la no nyimu bebe la o yalo la bawla ngabra be kam fala tol famo bulo ko non
no human failure balon
human failure later and systemic failure, you know. And yes, you know, you will find for aning well mun sa for direct causes long because more long ko ka postpartum hemorrhage soto ya ko at least you know more ni wuluta, you know, ka bulo ka yellow ka bombo nala, you know. Doctor la carelessness long do be you know ninde na no warata je more extend it stage la ye bula je ni ko be complain na you know doctor no so ka fo ko ha fo ite malon ko musuya be nginde nyama no janni balon na ko cool fenketa is too late, you know. You know, so wolfanam be ka soto jele ka mo ka no yelo ka soto, and the war is one of the major causes min ka molify molika bleed
wolum direct causes yalo wolum direct causes ya fo fana ko 75% of maternal deaths are as a result of direct causes. So what direct causes, but we for to abu kamala one more hemorrhage, one more obstructed labor, one more sepsis, one more eclampsia, and the other one is abortion complications. Your hemorrhage, wolo moka yellow bombon, na wuluta yellow man control no, yaja. Obstructed labor fanang, yale ka fo dingo man na ku. Dingo ka canal aka wolo follow. So na yo follow, nin dingo mi man na ku aka kale, wala a single ya fo ibinala before a kun. So now complications or something, obstructed labor. So these are new direct causes. Your sepsis panawolum ila immune system. Na reactor to an infection. So yellow almost sepsis led. So we big problem led. And eclampsia. Ni muso be tingo soro. Dia ku yalum fa ala blood pressure. Fa worry because about kombes janka imbe saya nim balul tem. So wobala high ala blood pressure by increase led. So eclampsia, what like a high blood pressure di modola, and abuka da wala de, eka seesaw so. So ni mantamambeye, they don't come out of the seesaw. It can be off. And the new fanang is preventable. Abortion complications, what fanang ha. Saferla or saferla, yaje for na janjama no lombon for na nim developed countries lom for non-developed countries lomba. Ibe kanyin ko. Ning key direct causes, many can you musul fatingoto, wala during pregnancy, they are preventable. So, if 96%, Ntola Banco Gambia, for example, 96% of pregnant women attend antenatal clinics at least once during pregnancy. So, delays in reaching care are prominent factors, minka, more far. But direct causes bijele, indirect causes bijele. Indirect causes, more social circumstances contributes a lot to it because they are middle class in the Gambia. They have access to vehicles. You be registered with private clinics. If I look at clinic attend before you will, you monitor. You blood pressure, urine analysis, lab test, will be conduct no jail long before Wulu is due. So, mola nim poverty, if you are trapped in poverty, Nindomi along Kamantra trapping in poverty has better outcomes when it comes to it's a two pregnant women. Those social circumstances are such that traps work. Those social circumstances are better. Nindomi along social circumstances are better. Wola a pregnancy period, an antenatal period, another postnatal period would be potentially more successful than Yindomi Alonko among access to new social conditions.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, because near GB, then analyze come here for yamming. Be anyanta prevent Nimanyana, Amanyana. Me alonko and Gambia nara Gambia yambe situation or mean to be standard mean to be Nimanyana killer. Well,
not at all.
Yeah, but it Nintaron Molie take care Molia Loy Minkela. Yes, Bao Masakunda for now, Wali Nyaka Sile Kuman Tarake and Kamoli Mapoi as such, Ninga Nyimfo Molka Nimira politics. But yes, this has to be politics. We had a life. Life and death. Wale be new situation to more like a far and the kafa in light number long quality and in call. Mbe musol Daniel ni ya lonko kono moela lockdown to Kataji. Bao yes, they are killing yes wobete ata rebaringa WHO mean fe antenatal visit at least 8. Nyanta say kela le kata santo puru kata wala puru at least
Exactly.
Panaha nimi ya feel fananko ibalo mansong ila and all the kana hokono maya lomu wale ya sabu talo pitan kane batukoni ku tata letita ina tai sal nyinga longo secondary ifem quality wolumu the secondary courses leti indirect courses anemia but it does contribute a lot also
pregnant women for some reason ila physiology ka work nyaminum it's not uncommon pour hani jamfango yemu toje mi alon ka be pregnant ring ay anemic ta but yunbe borol ka sotore ka min di mo la mini pregnant of things like folic acid nyolu nyi tablets nyolu ikay di musol la mini alon ko and potential to be anemic, during the course of the pregnancy. Yes, physical signs for bijel. But imagine ko momin ka clinical attend consistently. Yalla will be pick up.
Yes.
Yo, mi fanam kumayata fanam na local and healthcare facilities like Gunjur and Sukuda. No Gunjur dingol and Sukuda dingol. All from say uranole every month. Yafoko okay. Be me aramisa fulanjang. Mbe musol health. Mbe wole discourse la. Aramisa sabanjang. Mbe kella health discourse la. Aramisa naninjang. Mbe dingol la health discourse la. Nying kumayata le because ngajelo ko mansakunda mantra ala responsibility tala in this. Naba takam fana mulu maje ala outcome mulu maje ay musulu benefit nyame. Muso be pregnant la drong ala problem lo. Kel found jama bika muso nyininka nabota clinic nana da suokon. Aga ko bi la clinic eta nyaadi le ye pesale bang ye la blood taliban ye la sumuna taliban ka be analyze ka jibe ye mun foye ila tingo kodo ke jama ni musol biko kacha so no culture in the religion untul fanan nyanta wonan jibela ni muso during pregnancy wolom time tika every support deal aka need psychological support lale aka need physical support la aka need emotional support la because muso fanan ka silale ka fako yin tingo min ben attending na emma abe mbulandila sayanin balwol tem
wallahi
andi bololo
ay boy bololum sale nyin dula fo important baba kella involvement je because dobi je ika jela ko kelle financial power soto isa jo dobi je kelle fan 40 muso nyim wo karanki and all those imbarabe nyim fragile situation abe do ko la fanan continuously te be siring e data la l'hôpital kuto hannen daro no nyali ba minin ne ba fola ko no kono ma ya o nyami no can be something else me alon ko normal kono ma ya bata fa ngam man
exactly
but the saddest part of it sad ni muzo ko ta nyanta dala l'hôpital ye muske barin ko to ta yo bulanda no
I know
yo o muske barin andu ya lon ka complication no so kabirin such alla so ko no ya lon a problem wala soto hospital or alla local hospital ko ite nyim ite kukela no je ya send for example ni ba gunjure ko yeta berkam ifa ma wolom muske ba mi ya lon ko anene ma bo gunjura ma lon dami amandula lon wala hanna fen kata man sembo so yo bulanda no ani woyta hospital to ye samba banjulu wo fa ma la bitala dami ko dita bulo ko no
I know
at the preso lala no doctor ole kan we will come there because dobije ikata hospital to le ko doctor man tara shift ja and emergency bijele ko doctor be holiday lela because nga already lo saferali ya ko tata dulato iko doctor o min ko doctor flow mu be holiday lela doctor kilu min be shift ko aman na follow muso mi ya sambaje afata janni ya ko afata because doctor o man so is sambaje muskeba sambaje o samba banjulu wo malon fanga be dami ate preso lala ate nyindo mako ila sasa to min na tata wobe batari ngato wota fanga mako ila no muske ba fananta mako ila no do bije ni tata foi ko silang asula te yelo lela woto le woka moli kumandi woto la tol ka be bori la kana pour ka yelo di wala woto kel ino musomi ya ko no bandi only musobe fala le bari di mo fananjita fala is likely nete bula maina etanyola ya makoi bureaucracy siata jelete min kemi ya lon ko be jade kendaring ite mi ya lon ko 40 you can path your way in it's a trezo nika ya fa linda muso take ko nyin janika ke nyami janira muso jita wulu ina katale dia ko
exactly
yes
what culture nyanda will change kel have a role in this because also la physical health ala mental health and ala emotional health nin kono bala ka support wo mu kela responsibility les so bari ko ya fanya men dron ibe kele jela ke dolu ni muso tingo ya ma ya fa ko iteni muske baita so maybe ni wolo ala singo be flanya wala wala sabanya wala nyimi tada loptano do obigala ku moy ko tek fo na balo fata ya sa ko la fa ko ngal ke da nyaadi le kunu but kelu have a responsibility in this and ninko nyin deaths are preventable so fana nyanta kule kala pour ka subscribe to that prevention prevention is better than cure musola ala domoro fango not be pregnant ring inyanta lola la domoro fon no ma nyami ke dol biko time sodo biko time fon sodo puri na ya kacha
majority fang yes
ko ni do fon se tarala ita lona fon because ima nyininka iju sobe kolabul yo muso fana nabe pregnant ring ala hormones fana bebe blal bet so do bije ajuso se tara boring atare manku kala fa misa ajuso bon so nite o sanka drong ise da kundal so a start tingol fang ita lona fang ka tata tingol so wo ko fana nyanta change be pare UN ya put it very very clearly ko muso la right lom to prevent them from dying during pregnancy and during delivery muso la right lom and wo right mo be banko diwol be ke muso kafuke mbele nyanta den na nyola nga muso la wo right protect ani mi fanam famu Ibrahima ndolla banko kan muso nin dinol kafuru wonyo kan will they form 50% of the population muso nin dinol so yamara wo mu chahanle wo chahani multi yo nena food production jibe nena mo jamal ka domoro tabi mo jamal ka domoro dada mo jamal ka mentengol wafu marcel to mo jamal ka tabirol ke mo jamal ka wuli suba junol suba fa na mana salla yeta fengol findi wafu ina sey so ko ne tabirol mo jamal ka ta marcel to jamal ka turol ke jamal ka na kuliol ke ndol kelu abemu musolle so what was all health wo nyanda miral kala wala ko la de protect because for so many years na system will be musol abuse kan abuse kan left right and center negligence towards ila maternity care is part of that abuse because banko bela neglectfulness lomot nga musol la health and ila social welfare nga tuwa dismiss la always and musol be lorinye blame to ninge bondi jedro na banko la economy ala health ala welfare abele be collapse so this is how important musul are in terms of roles in the culture and in the community
yeah these are important moreover fanang iba imenta nyaw ni iba mi baleti wole batandi wole ite nala no ye foncier di wole ti wole disrespect ila muso not only la muso fana ba ni la muso kono bala yedomor kendol diala obe impact sotole dingo kanne nyin stone nyin bedding man see and all those things sometimes lack of balanced diet lom nabe sasari wato minna because ko ni muso dingo ba kono le wo wato le dingo la health nyanta dada la wole wo wato le support wato minne nyanta domor kendo dila dingo la yemuso protect and all those things pour ni dingo wulita akana courant be ase immune system ol se bil courant ol la min yalon ko be janno hana la intelligence fanang what nyanta contribute la to water so ni ela muso tuje te ke famole damage ba we dingo is likely ni nyim fata konoto ani wodi dingo be fala nyolale wala na wuluta dingo dasata among neutral kendol soto adingo ta fango na fala no bake wobe kala body neta to kan fenko so salbari at the end of the day the bulk has to start with the leadership. Leadership a health system Italia fail because dobije had nintaru imam kodo so which they have anyway. Ba on ka jele ka motoli min sang, nka jele be corruption o min nga jele ka kodo min di model la just ka vote so to wolbulo ko nga woli jele. So ninda ye water ya samba hospital ol to wobe mol mako e law jele. But the Mansakunda mol fail ye nyakazi hospital wala completely. Hospital ya lon ko ni tata je yellow for me mu yellow ti akatara je because nga report le mi ya lon ko yo fanan discover le yellow katara je ika ko mo skodi table ko ni ko yellow bandele ko ako yeleti je ni ko do wato mi na je ni je yellow e bondi karado fama mu me baka lo yellow bondi ta dami wo ya la so min system o ay mol fele nyanta wolon nale nketa nyawo nya Mansakunda ay mol fele moma nyana Mansakunda support they have highly a lot of percentage pour ni mole min ka fa ko ila furelo because mo ibe o banko kan ika contribute le bon Mansaka ko do min tinya wo ko do ka bondi tele bulo kono one way order ne la tiela ringo wafi be o tiyo wan yo tiyo le min sang ye do mo sa wala wo ko do revolve ba ka ita Mansala ran keso kono mini kan ngol be buli be charge la all do be je ni dafa nan tata at least hannen daro no yiji ba ibe ko dole jola but let the health system o taraje mi but ni sembo ma warela mol man ko soto then ite you know it's likely ne complications so ibe falal salbari ha yin fanan for new obstetric you know like new operation dingol ni ngol soto na dulali fanan to like gunjuru to yeah facility soto where you know ni muso complications soto do bije imagine isa operating dingo ke no jele janni ya aita fo fenko help us with that you know.
Yeah, okay. Let's say there was a time in the Gambia, Central and Upper River Division, Musol Minka Fatingo, Wolle Asiata Wolton. And you can see why. Because honey Sasaringo Bela, you can see Caroso Lekanke Samba to the nearest health facility. And it's the nearest health facility for now. Fente Woto means tela, you know, maternal care, means a proper maternal care deal. So you equate to a place like Bansang Hospital in Yoldoldo. You're looking at, you know, traveling for maybe over 100 kilometers, depending on the epidemic, you know, and it becomes practically impossible. So, okay, it's in this whole economy, you have Ngadua for as a bono, you know. So Central and Upper River divisions, you know, will the highest mortality rates or maternal mortality rates or before, but they are reduced at the sign, obviously, because only one referral hospital lebe jema fango. Yo, near Jibe, for example, Gambia and Senegal nimbe nanere. Senegal la population is about 15 million. Gambia population is 2 million. You know, 2018. Near Jibe. But Senegal la fenko ala maternal mortality rate, for example, 315 to every 100,000. Wow. Gambia tabe 597. And Senegal, the population of the Sierra Gambia almost 7 times.
Yeah.
So what found the Majibe?
Wow.
What found the Majibe? So Munad Nabi, Masakunda found Yanda Malula Walla. Ndola nga problem soto. Nadrako life-threatening illness. Mol kamuneke, kafule nga borendi Senegal. So do bije yes somebody by the time you be back cross la jani for the Senegal yefa. So munati na Gambia lolum tol kan ko tilin Senegal la bi kan ko tilin Gambia fawla nin tol ngo kuran so munati na this is unacceptable. Senegal population of 15 million will be 315 per 100,000 ntol be 597 per 100,000. Why wo mu malolti why government irresponsible to government negligence remote honestly at all. The population of Benyaming, the size of the country Benyaming, the healthcare needs Benyaming, not we are prioritized accordingly. Until the Sula Senegal la healthcare, the Sula the Fena health wise, Bastola Gambia. You need that Kodo Fanana expenditure. Let's say 2014, the GDP per capita, you may spend more health, $23. $23. Can you believe it? 20 a baby it's all written factslum. Suffering. Mobika Wudia for Wokul, you know. No. So but $23. Wobe mola jata kenda Yuruan Lanyadi. Yonia Jibe Gambia 2 million. How many per Fenko? Let's say Dr. Kile. When you are more jealous of Dr. Kile. Ila mirror. So Usifalu Bay, a bay tata na como go mean for before. New government diakala could spend cool min doluto. Naya health prioritize because fem fula sababe caring. New woman better bankoka. Amanke banku kended. Mola dan. And konumaya nin danyin kendo lekana. Yobijeka ika moy mola. Momin be konumaya renga nyanta domor kendo min domole. Kafuke he wuki batandi tingo neo domor fifaldom akatara manke tonyati wo domor le fon be diate la well fenko you know ibe kono mayare so dul nyanta na health nyanta jibe la kende ke ngajibe fo na health la duno nka two governments mimbul fo responsible dal fo mar responsible and ngaje ko mar responsible we should vote them out because
yes. Yes, thank you, Sal. Jannim bitalambe lamin mo bojang kontonna. Mfawala kewa konambe program o jive la be kontonna wo yalo. Sal nying sembo water. Bao government yen tol muta falol leti bao ya mira control mang important. For the election o sita ro yena e kudantandin na jana hiya ande ya. Ni wo banta drone na mol be fala na musol be fala fa Kenya fa manyinya. Near because there was a time report in 1990s about over 1,050.
Exactly, 1,050 long.
Yes, 1,050. Well, like 1,000 every year. Yeah, you divide 100,000. You divide into 2 million. More than the about over 11,000 kata.
Exactly.
But we are not in the rural area. Well, the tough and with all due respect to Dr. Samate, very young Musoli bota ye demonstration and all those things.
2020.
In 2020 because
lives matters.
Another thing na koha niaje maternity date kasia because of clandestine wala cigarette nuto kono kome molbi ya lonko aida ibedindi yari konoma soto o imanda fi konoma ya le katanu ika aboso noke wala ke kono pa ako wala nyimbe sende, but we know that's not true, sir.
No. The fact that
the man more respect label responsible yin statistics bijele even before Dr. Samate na yin Dulai.
Exactly.
All due definitely Gambia fa nyimbe talaka ne tonya compare to nunta be nyami. Yale bisi bari atalata watu mimfa law mo manyana that because Gambia yalo na fenko fa be da mimfa bankoli almost 100 and banku keme anim banku tanse ni woro. Gambia position about 175th position in Tolbe wallet. 100 dunia mume kono bankoli to so nyimme tala nyimmanke biti ma fo ko contribute to the statistics mimbije bar puru kana fo ni aje ko be siari wole wo sabu. That's not true. You have to man to your responsibility. Hospitals are failing people. Basic things, basic things. And you have Dr. Rolnin knows only bika balafa, empathy sort of for the patient, have sympathy for themselves. Talk about that in Fongola Mall. Mumbadi won't let it. The Sayan Balu Tame, Fongola Gambia, no, Ikumu Misiri Mole tomorrow. Even seeing Dulata Nata be Wurula, Ali Alinia Castle, and the whole idea of Dr. Rolka says so, Conolete, Laje. If only a commandier Salma will understand. Please talk to these people. Puri Alonko.
Ebrima. Until Gambian attitudes towards health, health-seeking behaviors. If more became seriously, but maybe for the institutional care, maybe render can to the general population, they should be held accountable to, because every profession, for mu accountant the for mu nurse for mu doctor you are accountable to ila practice. Ika code of conduct, ika will sign. But the problem in Mbulu Gambia is a massive problem because nita danyin clinics to mang regulatory body soto mi alonko is independent. One of the solution. A regulatory body mi alonko ni muso tata ako ay la loptan karle tingo ya maje anong private facility lo may jole before I taje and a father jelo to wona la badingol wol your rights of like katani a regulatory body to launch a complaint. It would be up to the regulatory body to investigate. And what about it will da be bola jele fereng, what about take up player investigate. Ning ye doctor muta ka neglectful tan. Whoa, another code of conduct lum. Whoa, should be disciplined appropriately. Because ni lives min be kafa, ni lives min be kata. Ibika hani killing je mi alonko, it ended up in court.
No.
So it's about time because ni tata loptano healthcare facility expectation le bije ni aje mol ka suo kono bula idim boro kata loptano do yin jikole so ko e ka dunyi loptano min kon abe jarala andu ni be findela e kende mala be findel but sila ni te ka loptano waring and for example ite ni ta oxygen na fawla ni muso fon be wulula anyanta standby oxygen sotola pour mi ba makola let's say na start ka difficulty soto ka breathe on their own ani oxygen fanan the supply of oxygen fanan ni wulobe keka akumaya tale bakele musola jata kende akon bani tebe laring iko ila tingo yita tingo muda loptano mindo wolfan ka fo ko oxygen tiya so muno moti so dolla health facilities na health institutions na government health departments, Ministry of Health mansakunda in total abelebe mol fail kan and they become failure ni long for ni nita healthcare ni kungo fango yedimi Gambia wala yaje ikono ke bay wala yaje kube ke na mi yalon ko is unusual ikiyo fanke farale bika lebita damin follow bika lon fo bita la loptanol to bika lon fo bita pharmacy ol tiban sako tingo koleya min be tingola dingo be mo kono 9 months wo fana na jido e see moma wo sone andayno so woton tolla mol mambala fa soto na no so doctorolo molke accuse wala all the time ko man empathy soto e man sympathy soto e man passion soto e man compassion soto anu kana je nioje amanke da healthcare kono more lives will be at risk and all be caring to la Gambia. So people are not accountable to their profession. Ikela profession jelo ko nyimu bosi adlal. And is far from that. What's the point? Ite munoso di and itela throughout the nurse education. Ike karandi nyine lako. Never be judgmental. Niye moja anata drong. A treat kwe be bani fa treat la nyaming. A treat kwe be idingo treat la nyaming. A make sure ala care jiko be abelari bulo lokon. So niya asamba nyama. Na fundita abe kontan. Nima samba nyama na fata afata itele bulo kono it la mararoya tinna afata. So people should start to think about that. Oh, ndol min ka bonna school kono nke walling loptano kono nke walling je yinji kole kam ko ibe inila loptano ni facility mbe bije ben jarala ba ni bi kan jara foy kam fa ngawduno fanantu itol bulo bari woduno fanambe mansakunda bulo and mansakunda nyanda je regulate la.
Thank you, Sal. I think we need to address these profound deficiencies in our health system, healthcare system. The whole system is a failure. The whole notion of how we approach the maternity issues in the Gambia, especially from the men side, is disappointing. And we call ourselves Muslims, and the whole value of Islam is to take care of each other, is to have sympathy and empathy for each other. If that is happening, that's not happening in any health system, specifically your own wife. Imagine if you are doing this to people's wife, if you are not there, somebody might do this to your wife, or your sister or your mom. And Dr. Samate, with all due respect, again, I kudo for, because Dr. Samate will, it only kuya rest instead of your criticism, sir. Young hospital auto abete atefe nyaonya ba on deta the new hospital sifa kono lete be doku wala ke 3 good years bari just ye system o yeke aminje ye molije ka person means just to make so it's just like they want to win a game. Come it will be win rally and all those things. What the mafang assurance mean confident from mean dealer. And these people, they don't know you. They and I'm a consultant or maybe moving mantaraje, later on one junior doctor Nata and all those things. But these people need to move on. If I'm concerned, if I'm in the person, these people, project quality, they want this project to succeed. I feel
exactly.
This is what we want. So if I'm long. Dr. Samade ko ha because I'm a personal blame kan in a way. Ako ha mo jama fanang wal kata famo samba private sector to ni tato wote man kodo jono woto fo ni fa wato sita wala amira ko kul ko leata wal man si jaral woto le kana hospital wala ne ka fa.
Absolute nonsense.
No, that's a nonsense for health minister.
Nena private healthcare facility jibe. For all along regulatory body tije mimbe all monitor mimbe la practice monitor mimbe la whole ethics monitor so private health facilities for example ikuran dingo itaraje yalon ko ite jarala node yela bilo mu 300,000 ya fa ko okay 80% jo follow ngodundi borol bar momi fam bi ka bor keso minno e ka bor keso di wala ba minna la ba so yela borol ko ni e bila la jang hani fata ilo bill a boro la biloli bika kodo sendil. So this is how ethical they are. So private facilities, if they are not properly regulated. If a patient will fail, can they ikela kodota and it treat. So ni aje ko ila frawato sita ya fo ko ke batunge rifa banjul. Amanke ko ila kodole bandad. Private facilities la attitude lo moti, and that's the way they work. Ni aje ko ila below ila labina siala je, and yalon ko ite ila survival ratio is very very low. Ya fo ko ite mbe yamanante transfer la banjul and here transfer banjul after paying 80% or 90% of all below atarema 100% spend je ibiko 10% do wala 20% do min reje imanta sendile at all. Yoni ko jang mo jël la ka fajang ni tata around all the private healthcare facilities ye ko mabondi ke nyini kaya fo okay alla jam mo jël la ka fajang ko alla jam be ñaari mbakel de alla service ñi ngabna beti wa fele ko no mo bi ka fajang because mo na mana fala je do ka tara ye ship
ye blame say responsibility shift
about that. So that goes to show how poor and how appalling private services in the Gambia services are, honestly.
That's very true, sir. And Tata Afrimet, I was there, coming Joe every day is crazy. But hand of tea purka daranya fang. They struggle purka kop tea fang dadano, tea fang buka soto. It takes hours and hours and hours. Biring ko kolla gikan dole minna pura I nano. But tea fang is sucking for new private hospitals.
Yeah.
Having that only after scanning in family talk in private hospital, they have to send you to Serekunda or Banjul. In a time function corridor pur scan wali Georgie because what can tell
about $4,000, yeah.
$4,000, so they need to be regulated. Doctors Samate should be the same. Because if that's the case, then it's the government's responsibility to regulate because that's not right. So I don't know what to is ko ibe mo le blame kanko ni aje kafa ibika so na la hospital no.
That's not the case at all. Musolu ka sile ni kono ma musu kono ma clinic days ni da facility katara faringele tep musu sile kata ila welfare jibe because minister man kaila community members man kaila so ka kuma sifa for dal woman ke kumati mi soto ta dal. So me fanam form the biggest problem ntol bang ning advocacy groups also to mi yalon ko ni mo fata loptan kili mo be wulina ye wuru silo kan ya fa ko nyima nyanna kala al mol bondi ning bata ko fanko musol la voices ani musol mi yalon ke pregnant la voices iman tara kuma kan Gambia mo tije association tije mimbe ila liberty and ila freedom and ila freedom to have access to good maternal care como ko UN ya declare nyani United Nations ala nying deliverable goals ñu a declare nyani amantara soto kan Gambia amantara soto kan yo the other thing fana natra code na clinical well and improperly facilitated jimara ba ko tilina private care pour kata wulu no jimala ba tara ka buri kata Senegal ajibe do mul ka jell ni Senegal talal jibe min kata kayani ni Senegal ni interview ye nyinin kanko mune itela kuran we ma wati jamale muna na bibita kan Senegal muna na ni karu fulo bebe lare imanta na facility to jang pour ye attention soto wa muna na yeba do fo kuran lokutele ko kata Senegal adu ni mo kuran lokutale ba move la dron sako nyin transportation jamba bari mi faw be ka mo ko si wala nyandi ko ifa wala banko kan ifa wala healthcare ifa wala education ifa wala social welfare ifa wala agriculture foy bo banko fankam pour yewol dol sotono ando ika bo banko min fankan ika da banko min fankan ini wala be nanere albe ka kilo wala fo itolle la population o siatalti ko si nyaaworo wala fam o bo be ite ka bori ika boy fa wala banko kan ika da wala banko kan jada kende anyino government is too irresponsible when it comes to things like that. It's a health promotion kenole throughout the whole country. Health promotion department be Gambia, public health be Gambia. So what do la muneti mo ka wala je sate kono ba ka foko bin nada musol la timuto nada musol le karandi ntolbe tembo min fawdo bi sa nyanta tarla satering sungutu tambije min yalon ko ye be karandi timuto kol ye be karandi timuto kol ya fay ko ne musoje tingo yama nyino mama ko rinyati fo janding I see no loptan you know it's simple nganyul be they are the causes is sungutu ndol karandi wala le sungutu ni wo sunguti ya fay ko okay alla ni sate do jam musu tande ka fajang sango sang tinkol so say sungutu din tande karandila timuto wala ni sanji fulol min kana mbe karandila la mba make sure ko kata timuto je tara timuto dula yalon timuto mimbe kere pour ka jibe don tolla mol min ka bantimoto mba minimize la nyaade pour government rawo fen ol ko kula ke ka wol
no. Yes, government Mantarafenkang, what we are discussing about, is the amount of maternal mortality, which is unacceptably high in the Gambia. It seems nobody, especially our government, they're just collecting taxpayers' money. The ordinary people, especially rural Gambia, the amount of women dying from preventable causes in their maternity journey is so unacceptable. It's really, really so unacceptable. We can blame others, but the central blame should go to the government. And kunda imanya na balafala ala buka nyinke because ni ala nyinke wato ala manfea mina na tibabu dun ko li wala bika fatingo to ndolla mol ka fatingo to ko ala le ka woke sali nyimmin fo fanan with this bad experience with health system akono fanuta baba baken ba ni muso di amuta min konyo ko Ebrima akonyo ko min ka kenyim dulata akonyo ko ni mol wuluta yelobe dulali to fata lin jonko da ko nyante ko mitala jonko to ntata je nga jonko tara yeloli femmane woli ni fengoli bebe nyoka toilet is not flushing because you man tara je wala our experience where la kijo fam be bota hospital yes birate woli je doron ala blood selector busandita
high blood pressure ika fajel I know
andita bila e woli ja ko nyeko ya tetika ya sambanya ma atifa wate obo complication o kona just a wuluta after how isla to toilet akonye ntata yelobe dulali to
ate je use la no
toilet to liman floss so woka sabu modole wolka fole konko ntemeta na wulu wala le hanimanta hospital mba manetla which is a big mistake mo jele mi yanko gunjur ko tingwa yama amon kuma fo moye ngamena janna ke fam ka finda ko ko tingo o ka yamran tesa mbala hospital no amon kuma fo fam way fam ay min ke do ay tingo no atata jonkon ko na kaka wulu jere because amira dalita wulu wala complications not janna te balon they found her dead in a pool of blood
yande ka diamu fane ka fo mimbe kere
exactly so mimbe kere musol kana fo meta wulu wala may bi ka wulu nyamin ila risk fan ka wara wala fan nyama ima wulu space to be candidate nya woto le fa wen nyanta tala hospital sako ni tate ke baya to mandi din jama wulu ni be wulu kote na woto le fa ima mo kana try ko ka wulu fa wale ngar do bije hospital experience min bije no soli bali nenna o do bije ni tate ya mire mu ke baleti ye keli da male taramin ya lon ko le be tingo muta don't find those things very uncomfortable but what I can do is please go to hospital. Don't risk to give a birth to a baby all by yourself. Seek help. Kana malu wala prise because tolise min keno nse wala keno jansa janim bitala ina nakoto ma pa mbuna definitely abe konton na ako looking great mbita my regard to the gentle and clean former Demba do midfielder Mestro Salifu Manneh mbuna be jelela doro woyalo no I don't know kali no madalu da bol bi yes ta jane wol ani ba ma buna wol fa dal kan no do bi je do ro
yo tamani back to ikani risk minfo usol du kare ngal dani alta clinico do jannal ye wulu wala la pregnancy be caring alta clinical to ala make sure ko kala urine test nyolta ala make sure ko nal seta so ko alna alka fal kele how you feel nini be kuyari ya fo ke how you feel musudol fanka wulu because depression do bije musomi wulu da ka wodron ne muta de abike be muta modol bije ni wulu da drong is a depressed postpartum depression.
Yeah, the blue.
After wulu. But coming back to your risk, postpartum hemorrhage. 60% of all deaths, maternal mortality, postpartum hemorrhage, and hemorrhage can be preventable.
It is.
Ni musobe wulula kala yellow manage pura kana blood loss can be preventable. It's a more karandi wala locally fango. Team motalal. Kafo ko ni musobe wulu kuma wulu ni yellow boro le kana. So wulu ani yellow le kana. So wo yellow pura control. Pura musola yellow be kata. Wo really ajibe 60% of all deaths, maternal deaths, maternal mortality, postpartum hemorrhage.
Hemorrhage, yes.
We'll call yellow bone.
We'll call nearly 500 ml. And no salif nearly more kafawa to mean postnatal fenko. It takes about between 12 and 24 hours, so your time so to put kamola life safe. The placenta abruption also will be happen. Ila placenta sida wulu nyango se kaleno de nano wulu dula temale. So complications can happen. More cannot try puruka wulu idama.
No.
The economata, please cannot try any local to senkole kweke konole bondi moli and all those things because you help needly. Nibala mo etaje so in case ninko tata wrong. You should not even do it hospital all bije. But ni ba kela mo etaraje puro at least is safe and prevent no. But ni wante complications in our dunia konale what anytime. Ni mo mimbe mako elaje. Ite be falale de nano fana nyimbe falale and woman kela be dunia age mean to be woman kela sal bar in the next area mbe mim fola wala mun tol mimbe diaspora mako roke baba bakele bari dobije na mako ro it nyanta prioritize la bakele bao ko mi ya lonko every 100,000 more 600 estimatedly because aka fluctuate wala ka ni ajibe wulitang ne o resiota ni wolum right in 2 million about nearly 10,000 people died in the Gambia because of preventable diseases so nimbe wole kelanse ko dole ki nga jalol so and all those but ni ajibe na hospital all nse na contribution dingol min kenoje nga wole kenyoje aninga influence ke pour moli ye preso la government wol kan hanna jarata pour yeta because they don't think of donation o min ke la gunjur might be will be controversial, but this is the fact. Jame o damma min ni misiro ka logo njolo. Wasia battle for our need fango. I'm telling you. Follow to need at misiro to bika fa mob ka taraji hadu mbe misiro lo la. Woko lo. Sometimes min nanta have divert la no da mi alon ka se ke obstetric wards mi alon ko. Inse operation dingol te they don't need to go to Banjul Kabondi Gunjo. Need not a choice one let je nyanta talal. Also Gunjur come nyimfo. Nze musoli tano le nge karandi no sinfo la hospital o even call to university jo. Puri Gunjurun telefon ke jo. We can do those things al. Hanna be kala blood mo saba. Wala muskeba le mbije ngela skill tanga upgrade demanding. Because government fails.
You know, 2020 Mansakunda found problems being identified related to maternal mortality. 2020 le found it. But about time wise, no, still have time. Poor record keeping, poor history taking of antenatal mothers, lack of weighing of pregnant mothers not being referred for routine antenatal tests, lack of basic laboratory tests, lack of urine analysis, sickle test for pregnant mothers, late antenatal bookings, lack of communication between providers and the recipients of the services, all of pregnant women, providers of care and in pregnant women, lack of monitoring and recording of data. Musukonoma to it, I walk into a clinic. Ibika nyininkala history found. Iboda muntole la date of birth monete, imun complications soto la wulu kari, ye dinjel soto, dimfulanjam sabanjam we complications soto wala to banfo ila follow. Lack of monitoring and recording of data. Recording of vital signs and blood availability for transfusion. Iteka private health facility. andi ko ye $500,000 system musobulu during ala antenatal e kay ko se wulu na clinic ko to ja bari yela spare yelo fawtete bulu minni wo mari la yelo matchta andi te wo ko do beta wo mari bu can you believe so Gambia be ndol fawle ñin debt trap create ye ñim kusifal min fono sa bondi non fan kan wo nyamale comme ko ila local community ila health facility you invest in it because hani irritata iboda jangi seta wo health facility fanam fang be wala use la
wallahi
you know bring up to scratch mol na mana wulu tingoy mol me mute na mana bornda ke samba private clinic ye samba gunjur clinic wala folota clinical beti jo wala folota clinical be to jeto you know mona na tala je mona na tala sukuda clinical mona na nyanta min bayndi la banjul ko beke moto kono ñing haro kono ñi sila kolangol kono moto tiñaarol kono mona na to time be kala sukuda clinic ay la ya to je ay wuluje very you know successfully so ni ñin dew sifa be kan ni mu hadama dingoti wala mu man sakundade you need to be creative. You need to be innovative. Ika innovative nyadili. Ma foko million jamal tade ye pompe je immediately. No. Ajibe drong ite what local resources are there. It's a mini use no to prevent all preventable things. Gamini pay for be.
Wallahi. Thank you, Sal. Mr. Keba said, you know, from you know, most healthcare setting in the Gambia do not adhere to a massive blood loss protocol or blood supply storage in yes, which is very, very true. Yeah, the moment care for often na keba tule follow ni nata ye mole yellow from mindila ya wafi ni ngamanso to kata house military la camputo in boro awole te ko ite famo ita wot you know ite famo ita woto yeta woli ni na pour na woli na fe na pour woli se mako ye blood nim fe woli dila wo so disorganized, so unintegrated and
Ebrima, the other sad thing is 85% of the population will be within 5 kilometers of a primary care facility. 85% of the population. Come on, yeah, Gunjur after the primary care facility be water. So you start be, you know, Sate Jama Bije, they are only 5 kilometers away from a primary care facility. Muna government bika investment in those primary care facilities because they are easily accessible, they are run by local communities, they are run by local people, and they are run 24 hours a day. Muna no government bika resources and is scanning masingo. Iyenda soto la primary care facility. Because if you could be spending in before, president wala office la budget, wala ka tambini primary health care facilities la budget.
Wallahi.
Damala office, anala ala baluo sangokon. Wo budget la ka tambini primary care facilities la ke upgrade, ke run to make sure they become, you know, preventative institutions. Many along local people can have access to them 24 hours and encouraged to be run by local young people. Many along be balukan na satel kono puri fana yaje munum responsibility tat. Ado nyimu world.
Yeah, inequality and the unacceptable, you know, unacceptably high, you know, number of, you know, maternal mortality in that country cannot just go on like this. You know, for that being the case, Memol be implorer. Let's put pressure on the government. Let's not just leave this government to escape with endless excuses. And we blame ourselves. We blaming everything on our women. We have no sympathy whatsoever. Only, you know, sa jahiliya Benjamin dollar society be wala nyama. Wala kamuta ke abuse ke use. Once he kumata kel that je is musola problemo. You know, it will nyanta wo problemo sort out la nyanta borre fango nanta fenkelan all those things. Ajibe. You know, iyo be bondi je yena kulio le o kodi ba ni fengo mumeji. But hani ka domor kendo fango sangai wala puru ka time fango ta ka samba ka eta hospital puru ya dandang puru at least nin system o doctor mi ya lon ka ma fen ka tebo batari it is wo push no ya for doctor. This cannot be acceptable. Nyanta kela nyinde nyama but ya lon ko nobody is accountable. Is almost ye ridicule ye jelela ye ko mume be kela bribe sex la. I'm sorry for that language. Iba enjoy in all those. Most of more mean betting otoba.
I know that kind of language like a more that word, huh?
Like a more bondi older. But
Yeah.
we need to prioritize bao new twisters idea man health ma value and health lomko mu maybe. Well na na kololi kila nse jame only support nse fe only support. Nobody is not saying pure jame only institution do support. But what musol be fala na tindula to drone.
I know.
For example, dobje gunjur hani water supply kendo mantaraji. You know, at the same thing. Maternity mantaraji. There was a time janin tol nene bet sol ki mol ka kata do man defendo le ki bari laramo mi mularamo ti abuka soto musole ka laren duma mini nyanta wulula won mi bal ni la musole ni molle. You know, se tile ni na kinkili bal fa mo say no jelen ka dasa mo fa provide ba ni market malafika government blame, then why can't we focus our investment dingo minke ngawota ngatala do mandi ngawota na local fenkol kono definitely even gunjur kono minka sofedi we will have little bit of better institution me along ko moli say la life to safe no je so that you know be hiring we can reduce it down. You know, and it's in our health. I'm really upset. You know about near read sal about na mo jamale because any statistics were
no.
Coming be Gambia kono in the health system near Jibe minka keje near read.
Yes,
appalling. You know, even soklale, especially ni be bankole min be konyi yalo minka ke. So it has nothing to do with Fuaria.
No.
Train pour kamoli sensitize Cuba was sifalle. You know, etisa tolidi la woli train do mandindo wolbe community ko be moli sensitize. I'm not moli sensitize. Mo man la fi fala.
No, mo la fi fala. Yo, but let's say Unjur Health Center, Suguda Health Center. Na no sol min be mfa la satel ko. It will a group soul set up la a funding kelo every Thursday or every Saturday. Ya for funding kelo ko funding ke musol ani funding ke kelo. Ya for bial na njita funding ke la health education. Njita wala ke bi. But bi na topic be kela moneti nini musobe sharing a pregnanta alnyanda tala turum processes le pour molia understand. Ite funding keto itela balafa nyanda kala moneti illo dula nyanda kala moneti muso fana na funding ke muso e fana ni alon ko ye kono tale I nyanda prepare la nyaade because for 9 good months ila mirror nyal be tarla falinding ila hormones be janjandin dula beto dobi je niyo kia dobi je niyo dia tamo de sonale bulu so ita manki munella ila nyum funding ke anyante mako ila munella pour nyin kari kononto pour ala yedde ma pour yedde na no bondi kayra kon so ka make sure eta clinical to ale tani antenatal clinical to ni mo solbita antenatal clinic fananto inyanta antenatal clinical dala kelu fana yele ya fako nyimu kella antenatal clinics le kel mini alon ko musol so do suwo kono ando ila musol nyanta wulula sani wala leta laftale nge karandi e kan napi chenya dile ne dindi mo moy kumbola suto ke wuli talan fula afana e dindi mo yeyen anyanta mutala nyaadile dindi mo nita keke la anyanta susundila nyaadile wo cool be ntol kelu ka bori jelal and na culture ni na religion abika kelu expose pour yo musola wo dimoje because dimolom for 9 good months musobe dindi mo karel aning all kinds of inconveniences le betama kan up and down. Ite binala yeta alla ataya blal so wala yela football jibe ko bi man la fi moye stop ebe la football jibe but nita ni mol ka communicate nita ni na musul ka communicate ni na sum ni wole communicate ni na boys wole communicate pour ya long balu famu muneti because balu man tambe nyina ka konomaya fo kare konondo ye wulu balu man tambe wa.
Okay. Thank you, Sal. Mr. Sedi also said again, may Allah continue to bless you, Mr. Janneh and Mr. Sane. Any action to bring Gambian healthcare to light is a life-saving move to prevent the huge mortality and comorbidity situation we face in Gambia. That's why there are no healthcare statistics made public. Very important discussion here. Billahi, so people we need to have more of this. Sali nyimi mfonkomba fole the solutions, but new solution pour keli ta antenatal karamola, in a war important baba kila ning fawla muso ya majuara ya you say it louder, you know, Mr. Gunjurian. Anyway, I want to baba Mr. Gunjurian. So
no. Mr. Gunjurian.
Yeah, so Kel, you know, your role sort of because you know leadership more responsibility. Leader ima more life tayo protect. Then it will found in the first place. But ila muko from be kumoto ima wala life ima loibo from protect la no nyadi na bo kole yakono.
Exactly.
You know, and Ida's kitchen fananko very good topic and Sekuba Mafuti boy Seku Marfuti boy jam doma, you know, Gambian women's life matter. That's very true. They are women. You know, it's your sisters. You know, it's our daughters. You know, you know. Nima woman move no, for man cook no water. You know, Hanima thinking not to talk about it. Then it man can moti, it man can miss him man. I'm telling you, because it's all about preventing. It's all about these people. You know, somebody told me, you know, I will come there in our solutions, then say wrap up, you know, because of the electrical issue. The operation theater, operation oketa, you know, like electricity went off.
Halfway drunk, Amaria.
Ibote male be minkele be jakalering ala gaso tata band.
Yeah.
No so this is what happened. Could you believe this happening in the Gambia?
I know.
So some C-section, and you know, somebody just told me, Amari Mutale, I in placenta disruption Lesotho and all abruption Lesotho, but operation was successful. They didn't know somebody have a gas open. He couldn't know in less than 2 to 3 days. He couldn't know he's doing well. You know, because of there is no enough oxygen. Yeah, bondi don't know fat.
Oh, incubator.
Yes, there is not enough. So you know me 2 days is doing very well. So you don't listen to me situation or serious study. These are unacceptable.
Very, very.
Yeah. Unacceptable things, Letty. You know. So men need to be in the forefront, you know, new maternity day.
Oh, definitely.
It all the voices are project no. Because once it's at the hospital, they are lost. Mobike lamoy. And think of me no bataring. What a cook for me. Why are you sitting at home drinking attire? When you have any complications, so if I have a complication also to come with, for example.
Exactly.
Nying intaja ante kukela no jamba sambara birikaman. Iko inimbaita.
I know.
This thing. So do you think, you know, the solutions, you know, one of them here for the Kenyan antenatal care classes also, you know, what do you think?
Muslim pregnant and the communities are trying to look after. One of them hakilo itarekan. Say data soto on them. Ngafoko okay. Na sate kono bi let's say musutande kana na clinical o musutangole be nyin korda karel leto do bi je mustange mini ngafo ko be nyaade le kortana tela, you know, korimang iman tara silaring wulu ko la, you know, just ka psychological support dealer dron yalo be se kunno ko kono bari the solution kai nimba stadla. We have to look at the top and on top nyimu government le nyanta health budget agenda budget like in such a way that 85% of the population they live 5 kilometers from a primary healthcare facility. So government agenda jibelo ko maternal mortality abe high can communities mindo yake in phases you will target you could mean say ila death rate jendi you will do there should be no need for a private facility to kafoko abita wulu laje o abi wulu le batulaje. No, wo finte o private facility to minte sotala no na primary health care mimu masakunda found that. So why don't they put more money into the primary health care facility? If you look at every aspect of care, UK jamfang jibe primary care ila GP ne problem follow so they got GP layer o GP mu general practitioner. So naje ko kule bete na mi alon kwa anyante refer to a specialist place le ye refer but private healthcare facility from the Gambia is a wolmimbe alonko ibe lori nyodala is a 10 county doctor bika taraje duty
wallahi
and in an emergency what is one of the key things from report do I highlight access to emergency maternal care. It's either not existent at all, or it depends on the weight of your pocket to have access to it. Komoko to run to in private facilities. And in private facilities, they charge a lot of money. And at the end of the day, ICA service means it's not good. The outcome. Amanke assurance ko dita private facility ibe kanala no. In fact, the mantama be kanala it afelo kumberi fala banjul. So nga try nga mansakunda hold to account. Yo nga try fana nga regulatory body so do mi alonko wala be kela musol ning kela voice. But kelu have a role in this because ni man tambi musolu nyato ye wuru about ila musol menika fa ye dingol menika fa mote lamoy because ndola banko fenko kelle la world mo yaje so nin kelbe nyato dami foi kango di la pour ya recognize ko musolu ini mini be suwo kono lungolo ye nyim problem carrier soto itolle be tambila musu groupe be form la le kele tambi nyato yeta ye wuru la dawda kay tandila ko this is unacceptable nga tanne soto serong ajibe there was a time every 100,000 more 1,000 le kafa
over 1,000 yes
over 1,000 you know so jamale wuta woli min be fata wo time jamale ne fintita nan akoma sakunda ko atole responsible tanina al ñun la families ñol al ñante compensate dale because there is some negligence in this you know negligence lom lack of doctoral lin nurses ñanta man sakunda press la ministry of health doctoral lin nurses kata internal training customer care aka kenyadi basic customer care nim patient onata inyanta assalamu alaykum la nyadile inyanta abunya la nyadile inyanta horoma la nyadile ite nyanta passion nin compassion inyanta wol exercise la nyadile pour ka ni sumi andika tandela ko ina danyin bulaminto jiko min soton tulba katalale ila jiko nga timmande nde sonna yebo ifare ngoy boja so nyanta doctor ol sotol men yalon ko nibe loptano kono ikane fango ko tol mu doctor they are not approachable. They should be approachable more nyante jelale ila duty of care more you deserve you can sign doctor or doctor nurse ila practice he can document the sign ka tandi ko ite samba dawda dokola ibe lola wo mole wo dokudlat ni mo mole aje ko mantra lole wo dokudlato wodo kudato then nyande sambala wo regulatory body le ko nyimam beti antoni jang because akana mol treat nyami abika na mol treat ko bana fa treat la nyami wala bare musna binti treat la nyami but government la healthcare delivery services they need to be innovative. They need to look at the local resources and be use la nyerde put into new primary care facilities pour que la status enhance up to a point where nintingwe musoma manjara ya samba banjul nabe gunjur asamba gunjur healthcare nyanda fengo fen sotola je anu doctor nyanda tarla standby be min call min complication to sotota min sinano bornen noje attend
Sali new communication on info I think what important because ko report do ngami rida ko access to skill attendance and child of including improved technical skill because skills in attitude and skill in communication information and early device to referral. So pour you communicate your attitude can do so person no nyale kana silande kana because akijo betering ngeta ko Gambia la he mol silate ka vo nimta ta je operation e ben operate la lembe fa la le once mol operator do sa nim fa sa ya lake so ite nyanta wol comfort la le diamu kuye ye kulo tandila ye bala fa tandila ko ni mu hada madingoleti just kana je ko is a number ite mo hospital fa ite lo mbosti je imanke ya ka kumo sifa be fa ya ke ko mo do ya ringolo man all those things when ite manke fe ofendi exactly. And the last topic to time of ngafa to Tijansi seko to reduce the maternal mortality we need to enlightenment we need enlightenment campaigns which aim at educating the public on the importance of immunization and the importance of using available healthcare facilities rather than traditional remedies that were not effective for maternal health. Thank you, Mr. Manneh, and thank you, Mr. Janneh. And Yama Fananko, again, one of the solutions should be to teach our boys, our boy child, how to empathize, care, and love. And say Umar Fananko, proper training for our midwives. They need our government support. So people are really interested in this. Salbari Jennings Bitala time Bitala cooking. This is medically is not proven, all those things. But nga audio jele man la firi akla on the audio. But nga jel fatu network ya safe. We need to contextualize this and medically for them man proof so that can contribute to some of the maternal issues more especially the audio to wolomu issue le fintita ko na musol ika tabale use taba the use of taba purposely people might be the husbands are away or might be mankel sort of for long time ika taba use ika samba into the private parts think nintaba will aka temporal fenko dealer might be aka satisfaction dealer temporarily. But in Tabal any mix that we don't know because I think there is a report minko bondita bantale nata nang some people we have to go the Gambia Commerce Chambers trade fair minke more le kawafu nyin traditional boro le kafu mole nyimbete ata musoto le nyimbete ata ketole and not only these things are addictive but they're filthy. Because mun chemicals like you will contribute you will to ye kenyo kanyin dulat
exactly
temporarily fana ika temporal satisfaction or dealer ila side effects because boroli side effects so tele mala la side effect kela minti imana ala long term fenko be kela minti doli afoko ha ani dobije ka saying a janjan tele so much so that dobije ni tingo be musola doli ka fa ko use because be prevent la dimolale like prophylactic, purika woke, purika na dimo soto, and all those things. Handing dano no nyinika woke, these things are not scientifically proved, but we have report ko this sabe janja de Gambia konole. And so some people say it's a silence killer, but nite water ayetundi, for example, and the janta baby pulls out like one of the natural fenkoti while it be tingo to your dealer, it woke and maybe na batala didn't know bina channel because you cannot pose it along because you would draw quality, it will take you high. So because you are in the influence, we are with the influence of drug. We need to discuss the money on the side because I didn't more far unnecessarily. Then you contextualize. I was saying, Mama Mia, where are Gambians men? Why do we have to put Musol into this situation? Somebody when you kill me in Katama, Musol Filije, Musol CAC, it iman freedom sort of to go because sir, you have to humble yourself when you are confronted by nature. Ila natural needs all as a human being, ila sexual need, ila role in family. You have to satisfy them.
Exactly.
You cannot just be right. So sanji I did travel whatever it kodikile amira kodo da maki and kodo probably dolman tafutule from in the first place everybody the nimoli allow medical damage but the sociological psychological psychosocial aspect of it that is not about our society so mbe lafta puri la voice ya project advice sabari ñin situation koleata la na empathize them parce que ñu local medicinal nim yalan ko mi bondi day bota ginan all those things na temporarily yes maybe be la temporal situation or address la but a long term repercussion will be too damaging it will be too damaging and the woman exactly. Ni kuranta that's the end of it so I'll go ahead
Wolom comme ko ya fa ñame drogue ni ba mala sako drugs mean ika insert wala ka sumbu wala ka kunu so it ko ingest into your body ala ramifications dobije aka can be very fatalistic immediately, medium term, and in long term. One of them, drug use of any kind, because you find drug use in it.
It's a drug.
It can use in order to gain pleasure, or it can use in order to gain some excitement, or it can use como ko in drug malal fananka drug ma dalilo min kama ake isamba to another planet le. So what the danger is it ka fenne ke I jato kon anu momo you right le so to know it ka filming ke jato kon. So balite ma wo right exercise kanyin karo ke mum fennom nyinte jandinga kunu mum fennom nyinte jandinga dunjato kono aka mum long term consequences le so fango nyantam fango karanda wala le musolu du kare ngal dani ali sabari ni be futu kono ngalon ka se koleya nyawnya bar kumi mboko drug la tinyaro warata bakele ala tinyaro warata sanying in fact potentially ite kudo insert in a private part to potentially asela uterus fanantinya no le como ko ite wulula no fani la wulul somebody mini yanon ke man konoma yo mini konoma ta fanan a possible ta ika ko ha kela wulule soniandi a possible ta a jawyandi e fam bari sanyin mo yena e femo wafiya akoya dundi jato kono ite famo jato de andi tel tamu jato ibe o kela mun kam andu yela kodo le bondi wo femo kun ibe o kela mun kam ka fenke jato kono imma mil long kati ma long ye borke so min andi malo mun borke so lom ya min ay nya be mandi bulu andi te ko weyo min ne pura ye makoy so really manya na tala jele fango so this is why important da fango nying education sifa nyanda start la school le ya school nyanda sex education health education nyanda wol so from primary school nka dinni wol karande nimbe suwo kono nina dimmusola nin dinkelu ni ka si ngi karandi como ko ni mu kallafiyata cool min yalon ko ene meje before ika minije ni je fanan iyante fam topato la nyaade ni mole nyim bor sifal sambe nan ikoya min ya saya min ye bankat ikana son kesa ni isasata ilafta lonna musa sala ber ta doctor ya fa ko nte den sasata lafta lonna musa sala ben at least doctor ba fulele ko musa sala ber bari ite o sasa bera sasa telawo ikanyim borul wafiya ya insert into ifan ila tinya reka wole jeje so nyandan ka primary school to secondary school to college to university to na health promotion nyandan sambala nyin dal betul anu government na public health ala health promotion department yo yenda tala nyin dal betul sate riwol kon kamulu karan ni molu je min be nyim borul wafu kan ye arrest ye borol samba nata ko chemically say prove no le what chemicals le be kon and in the dangers they pose to the society ye prosecute you population tinyale wallahi allow ko nyimbor sifal wafu na satel kono population tinyale they should have no support from anywhere at all ngamusul fanan educating de ni be dunda futu wala contract kon ya be funyin contract ko fa e favor le femme e favor ba musul fana nyanta wo power sotola musul kana je ko bawo dino ni na culture ay sembo di kellel e kana je ko itolman sembe soto e sembo sotol boysol fana nyanta lon na ko kese kumbonole e ka fo boys don't cry boys cry and nyanta emotion sotol but boysol they are very dry when it comes to emotions ni muso fombe wulula maybe dol fombe jelala because you must understand emotionally what is involved ni muso ko period le bala it often understand so this is why mutol memu dinti olti msen dingol karandi ni sita puberty la inyabe minejela andu ni nyaaje nyanta manage la nyaade muso nyanta respect la nyaade le muso nyanta mako la nyaade muso la emotions muso ka depress le tingo timbe muso e kono soto alon ko dolu ka depress le ma fo ko be ka depress le de ko jama bije ka depression soto janni be wulul ikasila kadu be sila la kadu duno mimbe kono kari kono do fa sila di nyin duno ba jindila nyaade mba jindila kairo la kono bang mba jindila batala kono bang mba jindila dami kuri mba jindila ku fumbe batala jele bang ikasila di musul kasila le so boy sol ning gal solo nyante sex education health education nyante o start la juna la fam ka bula ila system o kono la miraro kono ko muso mu bala fatal itela body ka wok nyama ni musola body ka wok nyami manke client so nalbe nyo sabola ku fawla almantara on the same page because alla body will be ka work the same musola body le ka bataille la body musola emotions ala depression ala physiology ani la physiology mankele so nyanta na boys on na girl from age very young age nke karandije so a lot of work le benyinto mi alon ko it can only happen successfully nimman sakunda nim molu min yalon kay wolle affect ni local communities too nimman sakunda man co-join you collaborate you communicate effectively health promotion communication agencies ye sia bankoka min yalon ko lungolu radiol to satel kono kulli dulal to sanga dulal to molselo ka molso ni yamar sifal namara wokuma yata bakel.
Yeah, thank you, Sal. Thank you so much. Ning taranu Gambia Chambers of Commerce. Ning taranu ning messages also futela wala mukafoe ko ni benyin trade fair sola mol min ka in the sub-regional to ikana na ninyi boru munkoli manyan na wal allow leka without public health la notice. Ninyi mfana mutonya the government need to investigate this, so that ning ye diama kuala. Pour more sensitize barimbe musol danila taba siga whatever they can be addictive hani ke dale kono sako ka ke la private part andi malo ala consequence momenti there is not enough research ay malo nyini minni mix together kanal dure ko tabalom hanin tabalon tabana ke dulalom
wallahi
man amanyan na kela ila private part to mi yalo as a long-term effect kela is probably hanila futu mi maji be kiringala abina tinyala de nin kube kuto ketela wo ya long and society is likely nenete ke fon sotola ni fon destroy nyimu kule timi ya long ko ima long where it is going mala health impact lom so ali kanake nin daranu ifutu to ibsite batata ke manson nale tala no akoleata le bari move on so that is a freedom also to after min kela puri health ta ya prevent bari kana result puru kataka chemical olita mini ya lonko inate be temporal only temporal fenko damale dilela then yefan hook into that ayela kodo tinya ayela health tinya andu futu fana ba tinya la nimelo abela futu ko landile nenete futu la kote. So once again, bal tend to lanka fali ko nyin chemical forget about them. More bijan talk to your sisters, talk to your brothers, and all those things. You know, situation I can understand that. But we see you are fighting with nature, you cannot win. Definitely. But the solution otami along ko what is safe la andunga binai ikurandi la is likely even damage means it will be irreparable. Desperate and once again benna funding nimi along ko itama telefonam situation sonea table when you can go and come please have to know ko ila muso needs you biological issues lesotomi along ko they are restrained society man freedom dealer purieta ye la fenko mobika nyini be contextualize ko nyini la health impact anana psychological impact muso kan bika woli jibe ngela fumanya ni la tulungo da malfan blaming them for everything when it along ko these things are very very difficult. If you can have that opportunity purikate kana you have to make sure okay ngalo nenin kombo bije about the ratio of kill ni musol temas Gambia be white can ni musol be siala keli be travel la ke jamal life expectancy is shorter so where sabu mimbije a situation o garauta bari a garauta nya kana ta drokola ye famo do de droko kono because you are not going to win at the end of the day. So ala baraka baba ke at least time o banta ngamiran benyim project benyim discussion si andila bakile ni maternity health pour se tanka no nyaadi la ni se prezo la no masakunda ka nyaadi la pour se na mol la la niyo tanka ba o hanibi hanin taranu 600 per 100,000 no niyo calculate is about nearly 10,000 plus deaths maternity wise in that small country. Wodan na tambita siala hani taranu ajibi hani corona fa mimo corona 10,000 bra African dollar jamati 10,000
I mean exactly
so this is killing 10,000 women wo fana statistics lo mi ya lonko na modol ga wulu su wolle fa ko ne fa do jeni je 2 hours nge baden no maybe what record fa in the rural Gambia mi ya lonko it does happen there frequently. So ala baraka for your time for this really educational program. Anila advice mindina mbenna lamoyra lo be dawoda animbini be nyin lamoyla in future mbe tentulambe jaila mbe sabula pour se nyin message solti a janjandi is a more na fano wala especially nyin tabaku wala min bekering and all those things ila sunkutu ya wala ila kambanya ninjarinte ya le kana barakane dundi drop auto because at the end of the day you are going to regret it. Thank you so much, Sal. Thank you everybody and na technician all fanam behind the scene be fanan tentulam be jaila ila patient la because na boss bota do ko la science lamin jamme adunta science ngai nyum fanam fenke it's difficult hectic life but thank you so much jamme alma ala ejo ani Mr. Jamme for Kandembo yalo. Sal, thank you. Alama Alejo for all this.
Alama Mobe Jola Kilaba.
Thank you. Thanks.